Multicam editing in the cut page is fairly straightforward. I'll show you how it's done. Multicam editing uses footage from two or more cameras shooting the same scene at the same time. The cut page has tools that make this type of editing a breeze, keeping all your footage in sync and letting you switch camera angles with ease. But to make this happen, some initial setup is required. Here's 3 clips, angle 1, 2, and 3, from 3 different cameras that recorded the same door closing at the same time. To start, each clip must have a unique camera name recorded in its metadata. Names should be either numerical or alphabetical, and in order. For example, 1, 2, 3, etc., or A, B, C, etc. Professional cameras provide a way of naming the camera in their menu system, but the cameras I use don't have that ability, so I'll have to name them here inside Resolve. If I click the Metadata View button, you can see none of the clips have a camera name. To set or change the camera name for a clip, first select it in the Media pool. Then open the inspector and click on the File tab. In the camera field, enter a name. I'll name this 1. I'll put a check mark and auto-select Next Unsorted Clip, and click the Next Clip button to set the camera name for the next 2 clips. I'll name them 2 and 3 respectively. The camera name's now visible in each clip's metadata. Next, the clips need to be synchronized. In other words, they need to be aligned with each other so they're showing the same scene at the same time, although from different angles. To do that, first select the clips in the Media pool. Then click the Sync Clips button to bring up the Sync Clips window. In the top left, there's a live Multicam Sync viewer, which can display up to 9 clips. On the right is a normal clip viewer showing the currently selected clip in the timeline below. The timeline shows the clips as they're currently aligned in relation to each other. They haven't been synced as yet, so their alignment is not perfect. The timeline has a playhead, allowing you to play through and review the footage to verify whether everything's in sync or not. There are 4 Sync By buttons, providing 4 ways to sync your clips. You can sync by timecode, by audio track, or by in and out point. You can also sync clips manually. I'll cover how to do that shortly. Ideally, you'd want to sync by timecode. To do this, all clips should have a common timecode. Professional cameras have the ability to synchronize their timecode with other cameras. This means each camera records the same timecode at the same time. This is called jam syncing, and it's the best way to ensure synchronized footage. Another option is to use the audio track of each clip to align or sync them together. For this to work, the audio of each track needs to be clear enough to analyze. I found that if an audio track has more background noise than the others, for example, Resolve may not be able to sync it with the other clips. Clips can also be synced by in or out points that you set yourself. These in or out points have to be set before opening the Sync Clips window. Load each clip in turn into the viewer. If syncing by in point, find a common element in all clips at the beginning of the scene. In this example, I clapped my hands at the beginning, so using the audio waveform as a guide, I'll set an in point on the 3rd hand clap. Press I on your keyboard to set the in point. Repeat this process for each clip, being careful to set the in point at exactly the same instant. It's the same drill for syncing by out point. Find a common element toward the end of each clip. In this example, it could be the sound of the door closing. Position the playhead and press O on your keyboard to set the out point. Do the same for the other clips. Lastly, if all other methods fail, clips can be synced manually. This is the least desirable, especially if you have a lot of clips. Decide which clip you'll use as a reference, that is, which clip all the other clips will be aligned to. I'll use the top clip in the timeline. To align a clip, select it in the timeline by clicking on it. You can drag the clip with the mouse from side to side, or, for more refined control, use the comma and period keys to shift the clip 1 frame to the left or right, respectively. You can also use Shift comma or Shift period to shift to the left or right by 5 frames. Using the playhead, pick a single common element to each scene to align the clips by. In this example, it could be the door coming to a close. The clip being aligned can be loaded into the normal viewer by clicking it in the Multicam viewer or by clicking its header in the timeline. Also, be sure to use the Multicam viewer to help align a clip. When you think you have them aligned, play through the footage to ensure that's the case. Keep your eye on the Multicam sync viewer to make sure everything's in sync. When satisfied, click the Save Sync button in the lower right. The cameras I use don't have the ability to share a common timecode, so syncing by timecode is not an option. But I did clap my hands at the beginning, so I'll try syncing by audio. I'll click the audio button and then click the Auto Sync button to sync the clips. That worked. Let's review it. I'll press the space bar to play through the clips. As it's playing, keep your eye on the Multicam sync viewer to make sure everything's in sync. Looks good, so I'll click the Save Sync button to complete the process. Sometimes Resolve will not be able to sync one or more clips. In that case, an error message will pop up letting you know which clip or clips could not be synced. When this happens, you can try to sync the clips by a different method, or you can sync the affected clips manually. Here's an example where clip number 4 at the bottom could not be synced. To sync it manually, select this track and then click the Unlock Sync button. Adjust the clip, and when you're satisfied with the result, click the Save Sync button. After saving the sync, new Multicam clips will appear in the media pool, indicated by the sync icon in the upper right of each clip. If you ever want to modify the sync, right-click on a synced clip and select Open Sync Group. Now we're ready for Multicam editing. To begin, select which of the sync clips will be the main clip and place it on the timeline. I'll use the Angle 1 clip. Now click the Sync Bin button in the Media Pool toolbar. In the top left, there's a film strip viewer with the synced clips laid out in separate tracks. To the left of each track is a camera number, which is assigned by Resolve. In the top right is the multi-viewer, allowing you to see all the sync clips at once. It can display up to 9 clips. There are 3 playheads. They work as one, so moving any one of them moves the other 2. I'll pick a frame where I want the scene to begin and make a cut by pressing Command-B, Control-B in Windows. I'll delete those preliminary frames by selecting the clip and pressing the Delete key. All these clips have their own audio tracks, so I'll click the Insert Video Only button at the far left of the timeline toolbar. This will ensure only the video portion of a clip is inserted into the timeline. All the clips are showing the same scene, so the one audio track of the clip already in the timeline is all that's needed. To select the camera angle, you can click it in the multi-viewer, press its number on the keyboard, or click the camera number icon in the film strip viewer. I'll play through the clip and click on the appropriate camera in the viewer when I want to change angles. I clicked on camera 3. The viewer has gone into single clip mode, and in and out point has automatically been set with a default duration of 5 seconds. 5 seconds is too long for this short scene, so I'll drag the out handle into the left to shorten it. To make the edit, I'll click the Source Overwrite button in the Timeline toolbar to place the clip in the timeline. The viewer has automatically returned to multi-view mode, and the playhead has advanced to the end of the newly inserted clip. We're ready for the next edit. I'll press the spacebar to play the footage and select the next camera angle. I clicked on camera 2 this time. I clicked a little late. This is past the frame I wanted. I'll drag the in handle leftward to get to an earlier frame. I'll adjust the out handle as well for a shorter segment. And I'll click Source Overwrite to make the edit. I'll move the playhead to the beginning and see if I can make another angle change. I clicked Camera 2, but on second thought, I think another angle change in such a short scene would be overkill. I'll click the circled X in the top left of the viewer to return to multi-view mode. To see what's actually on the timeline, switch to timeline mode by clicking the timeline button in the upper left of the viewer. Let's play it. That looks cool. You can easily adjust the clips on the timeline, making them shorter or longer. If you accidentally move a clip out of sync, a red warning icon will appear in its lower left. To put it back in sync, select it, then click the Edit Actions icon and select Resync Clip from the menu. If there's more than one clip out of sync, hold down Command, Control, and Windows to select them all. I'll lop off a few frames at the end. To continue multicam editing, click the Sync Bin button again. So that's basically all there is to multicam editing in the cut page. Pretty easy and straightforward in my opinion. I really like the cut page's streamlined interface, a real pleasure to work with. Thank you for watching.